witness because I worked with Jan at Healthy Families. And everything you were saying you learned here, I saw you do for other women and their babies and their families. So I know that the work that you do as a profession, I believe you're still working with children and loving the moms and helping people. That was the comfort that you had received too.
Right.
And
it was easy because because coming from being a single parent, I saw struggles of other single women, and I saw how sometimes they would take their frustrations out, or sometimes they would just need a hug, or they just needed someone to say, you know what, you're going to be okay. You can make it. Because I was able to do that because of the comfort and the love that I received here.
yeah.
That it was easy for me to reach out to someone else, because that's what you do. When you are helped, then you help someone else.
That's scripture.
Yeah.
Yeah, help somebody else. Stop sitting there thinking just about yourself. It says that we should be able to comfort anybody in any trouble by the comfort we've received. I love that
Yeah, me
scripture.
too.
That's one
I
of my
do too.
favorite
I
scriptures.
do too.
Yeah.
And that's true for me, and that's my testimony. That, like you, I was at a very sad state. I had no real reason because I grew up in a wonderful family. I grew up in Spain. Not a lot of people have that kind of privilege. And I had no reason to maybe be so dipped down in my spirit. But, I would go to church. I've always gone to church. I've always loved to sing. I've always loved to go. But it seemed like it would, cut.
I'm not going to cut.
No. It seemed like there was a lot of older people and not a lot of young, excited people about the Lord. And that's when I started thinking there's got to be more out there. And that's when I was working at Healthy Families, and what was her name, the tall girl?
Denise.
Yeah, Denise said, one day we took the van, Healthy Families van, she's like, that's Connie Dem's church. And I'm like, oh, that's neat, because that's my neighborhood. And then I think I mentioned it to you once, and I remember we would do some flamenco dancing, Irani and I, in the kitchen at Healthy Families. And I always thought, well, Jan's really open. I think I'd be safe there because, the black culture was not the white culture I grew up in, and growing up in the military,
And growing up in Spain.
No, but in the military, we didn't have a race thing, but I knew that I might be ignorant to how things were in the U.S. And I found that out when I went to Ringling, because Ringling is right on 27th Street, and we had all these talks about where not to go, and I'm thinking, these are people I've grown up with too, and, that's not in my perception. It's not in I don't have the history like maybe Jan Dodge does.
Okay.
My history was more inclusive. My dad was a musician. He had a very varied types of friends, so it was never an issue in our house, race. But I knew that maybe I was ignorant to the culture here, and I found Sarasota was very segregated, and I didn't like that. At the same time, you always want to keep your boundaries and be respectful because, I guess I grew up like that, with manners and that kind of thing.
I think we all have.